So, if you know me, you will know that I'm very big on motivation. I'm very big on affirmation and inspiration. I believe in the whole process of waking up and affirming yourself in the mirror, telling yourself that you can do it, you are worthy, you are amazing. I believe in all that. And I also believe that you have to be motivated by people who have done the things that you want to do and people who, quite frankly, just know how to uplift you. I believe that is a critical part of the whole process and journey to success. But here is the thing, I also am quite a realist. I'm a pragmatist, even if I can even call it that. I believe that for you to be able to get to where you're going, you have to go beyond motivation, inspiration, affirmation. It breaks my heart, quite frankly, seeing people who have missed it or who miss it because they focus all of their energy on drawing inspiration and motivation and expecting to be motivated every day, and they just end up giving up, or they just end up running out. They just end up burnt out, because it's not possible for you to be consistently motivated every day. It's not possible for you to be constantly inspired every day. It's not possible for you to constantly affirm yourself. There are moments where you're going to wake up and you're going to look at yourself in the mirror, and no matter how much you want to tell yourself you are a winner, you just can't do it in that moment because you can't see it. And moments like that are a normal part of life, and you have to know how to deal with them and how to be equipped to face them and still soldier on with your dreams. And that is what I want to talk about in this video. There are 4 things that are more important in life than motivation, affirmation, and inspiration, and you need those things more than you need the whole other things for you to be successful. Hello and welcome to my channel. My name is Petronella Munhenzva. I'm an author. This is my book, From Goke to Oxford, The Girl Who Dared to Dream. It's available on Amazon. Please do get a copy. And if you're in Harare, you can get a copy from Innov 8 Bookshop, and you can contact me and I can have a book delivered to you anywhere in Harare. Welcome to today's video. Let's get right into it. So, why I decided to do this video is there are so many people who come to me for so many reasons: mentorship, asking for help, advice, and stuff like that. And one common thread that I see in them is they are quick to give up. They are quick to lose hope because they're not motivated enough, because they're not inspired enough, because they are not affirmed enough. And it always breaks my heart, because in as much as all those things are important, you are not going to be motivated every day. People who clap hands for you, who work up and give you their backs tomorrow, people who clap hands for you and tell you can do it, you can do it, you can do it, will work up and suddenly keep quiet. They'll work up and suddenly act like they can't see you. They'll work up and suddenly act like they can't see your dreams. They'll work up and they'll act like you're not even there. And what happens if you have tied your whole self-esteem and your whole process and your whole approach to your goals, to their validation? What happens is you will crash and burn. So many people give up on ideas because they're not motivated enough. I'm currently shopping for ideas. I'm not going to tell you what, but I'm currently looking for certain ideas, and I go on Facebook pages and Instagram pages, and you see a very promising service provider, and somewhere in 2020 they just stopped posting. So you don't know the updates of what they are doing, you don't know what's going on. It's not always the case that they run out of motivation, but it's the case it's what happens in most cases. You want to do something, but no one is acknowledging it. No one is clapping hands for you. No one says how big of an idea it is. No one just is giving a damn, and you don't even know why you should do it anymore. Why should you continue singing when no one is listening? Why should you continue doing all these things when no one is paying attention? Why should you continue doing all these things when you feel like no one is watching or even acknowledging or celebrating what you're doing? In moments like that, you're going to need something that is beyond motivation, that is beyond inspiration. You're going to need the 4 things that I'm going to tell you about. Number 1, the first thing that you need is hard work. Hard work. You need to be hardworking, and hard work means working on an idea even when no one is clapping hands for you. Hard work means working up and being disciplined to execute your dreams. If you work a 9 to 5 like I do, it means when you finish work, you start working on your other projects. When you finish work, you start working on other things. Hard work means actually working up and doing the work. If you're going to stand in the mirror and say, I'm successful, I'm rich, I'm blessed, I'm this, and you don't don't do anything to actively fulfill those dreams, you are a liar. You are lying to yourself, because dreams are not achieved by motivation. Dreams are not achieved by inspiration. Dreams are achieved by hard work and consistency, by you showing up, by you putting in the work, reaching out to the investors, reaching out to the editors, reaching out to the people who are supposed to hold your hand, doing what is supposed to do, whatever field that is. What are the people that have been successful in that field? What are they doing? How can you improve yourself? What courses can you learn? What skills can you learn? How can you better yourself? How can you position yourself intentionally and intentionally and deliberately showing up? You need to be hardworking, and you can't base your hard work based off of how motivated you are. If you're one person who works hard when there is someone who is clapping hands for you and cheering you on, then you're going to have a hard time in this world, because I have written a book that I love. People have received it well, and people love it, and people have invited me to talk about it. But it's not always that it's like that. There are moments where I woke up back in the day feeling like this book is not even worth. Why am I even writing it? Who is going to read it? I didn't even know why I was doing it, but I showed up. I wrote that single page a day. I wrote those 10 pages every week. I showed up. I did the work, and it paid off. So you're going to be hardworking whether or not you are motivated. The second thing that you need, more than motivation, more than inspiration, is consistency. This is a big one. And me talking about it doesn't even mean that I've mastered it. My goal is to publish a video a week on YouTube. Sometimes I do it, sometimes I don't. But here's the thing, whenever I realize that, okay, now you're slacking, I pick up the pace and I do what I'm supposed to do. And that's the thing, that is what you're supposed to do. When you commit to something, see it through. I don't care if it gets boring. I don't care if it stops giving you profits. I don't care if it stops giving you rewards. I don't care if whatever happens. Once you commit to something, see it through. Once you give anyone your word, execute what you promised. Once you start a project, see it through. Show up. Show up for yourself, show up for people that are looking up to you, show up for your projects, show up for your dreams, show up for everything that is attached to your name. Consistently do the things that you're supposed to do. If you want to be a marketer, if you want to be a writer, if you want to be a singer, whatever you want to do, post every day. Whether you get 10 likes, whether you get one comment, whether you get whatever it is that you get, consistently post, consistently show up. Look at your role models, the people that you're looking up to. Look at how they started. No one cared for their manuscripts. No one cared. No one cared. No one gave a damn. No one paid attention. And they consistently did it. And they never shattered. They never faltered. The thing about consistency is, if you consistently do what you're supposed to do, even in moments where it seems like no one is recognizing it, even in moments where it seems no one is clapping hands for you, what happens is, when you ultimately get to that place of access of all things, opportunities, the results of the things you did back in the day will start showing up. So it may not look like it's going to pay off today, but I promise you it's going to pay off. So don't be discouraged. Don't be discouraged. If you want to start a YouTube channel, provided you want to do something that makes sense, then do it. If you have 1 subscriber, even if it's 1 subscriber for a year, consistently produce quality content for that 1 subscriber and show up for them. Show up consistently, persistently, deliberately, and I promise you, you will get there eventually. And being consistent is hard. If you attach if you attach your productivity to motivation, it's very hard, because let's face it, you're not motivated every day. You're not inspired every day. You don't feel like affirming yourself every day. But despite all that, through all that, consistently show up. The third thing that you need, more than inspiration, more than motivation, the third thing that you need is relationships. Oh my God. And I don't mean boy-girl relationships. Those are important too, but those are not the ones that I'm talking about. You need relationships. When I talk about relationships, I talk about meaningful connections with people who can positively impact your life. I always tell people this: you need people, friends, acquaintances, colleagues who can mention your name when opportunities are mentioned in closed doors. You need people who can vouch for you in corridors of power. Whether I like it or not, whether you want it or not, there are places in this world where decisions are made. There are places in this world where talent is recognized. There are places in this world where people's destiny is designed over coffee, over dinner, over a golf match. There are places in this world where people make decisions about you, about me. And what relationship does is relationships creates people who are going to be present in those spaces when you're not, and they're going to speak on your behalf, and they're going to make a case for you, and they're going to get you to where you want. No matter how talented you are, you need people. David was supposed to be the king of Israel, but until Samuel anointed him, he was just a shepherd's boy. Even Jesus had to be anointed by John the Baptist. He had to be introduced to the world by John the Baptist. You need someone who says, behold, here is Munyaradzi. I'm not saying that tie your visions and your dreams to people. No, your dreams, your goals, your plans, they are your own. But never be naive enough to assume that you can do without people. God uses people to give access to you. God might have already assigned a blessing. God might already have heard your prayers, but he can't execute it himself on earth. You need people. So invest in relationships, in people who help you to get business projects, who help you to get into opportunities, into university. You need people, you need relationships more than you need motivation at times, because people show up for you. And when you can't motivate yourself, when you can't inspire yourself, if you have people around you who celebrate you, who see the good that you can do, who believe in you, they're going to cheer you on and you will keep going. So you need relationships a little bit more than you need motivation and inspiration. And the last thing that you do need, the fourth one, and this is my personal favorite, you need grit. Grit. How best can I define grit? And this is a layman's definition, grit is the ability to go forward even in moments where you're not supposed to go forward. Grit is going forward in moments where there are no reasons for you to grow forward. Grit is characterized by courage, by perseverance. It's everything that I have talked about from the start in one. It's consistent, it's hard work, it's showing up, it's doing all the work, it's being knocked down and getting up again. It's realizing that every setback is a setup for a step up. It's realizing that things may not look the way I want them to look today, but they're going to turn up, they're going to show up for me, things are going to get better. Grit is fighting even when you're not supposed to fight. Grit is not giving up even when everyone expects you to give up. Grit is you showing up for yourself, for your dreams, for everything that you want, and fighting for those dreams even in the most difficult positions. And grit will see you through where motivation can't see you through. Grit will see you through where inspiration can't see you through. Because what happens is, if you're courageous, if you persevere, and if you have grit, you will wake up and you won't even feel like going to work. You won't even feel like doing anything to build that dream. You won't even feel like doing anything or talking to anyone. But you will do it because you are supposed to do it. So there you have it. That's it from me today, guys. Motivation, inspiration, and affirmations are important, but they are not everything. I'm not dismissing them. Hell, I wrote a whole book to inspire you to follow your dreams. So I absolutely do believe in inspiration, but it breaks my heart to see people invest all of their energy and all of their attention in affirming themselves when they're supposed to be doing something a little bit more than that, when they're supposed to be putting a little more work, a little bit more, being a little bit more consistent, building more relationships, and improving and growing their grit. It's been lovely talking to you. Let me know what you think in the comments, and then until next time, I have to sign out.